Let's talk about how Spike got his name. One day, Rainbow Dash is visiting Twilight in her castle, finding her in one of the rooms on a couch, looking through a photo album from the time she was a filly. Her dad loved taking pictures, including the day she got her cutie mark, as well as another one that reminds Twilight of a story. It's from her first year at Celestia's school. Her family joined her for the first day, as well as Smarty Pants. She was so excited that she ran ahead, not knowing what was waiting for her. This is where we also see Trixie, and supposedly her mom, in line for the school. At the end of that line waits Celestia, greeting the new students and informing Twilight that she has a special task for her. Twilight follows the princess inside. She opens the door, and behind it waits a baby dragon, the one she hatched, and her task is to help with taking care of him. Twilight is shocked, but Celestia explains. As a princess, she doesn't have the time to care for it as she did so far. Twilight is worried. She doesn't know anything about kids. Celestia assures her that it's only when she is too busy, and she trusts that Twilight is up to the task. Twilight decides to give it a go. She assumes that it can't be too hard, only to immediately get some flames in her face. It was a really big job, getting all info about what babies need she could find, but it was hard. She was so occupied that she often came late to class, even for her first day, making not the best first impression. Her life was full of baby trouble, even scaring away other students. Celestia might have faith in her, but Twilight doesn't. She isn't sure if she can handle all that overwhelming responsibility, and all that is only told to Smarty Pants, not even realizing that the dragon is listening. Rarity joins, and the two listen to the story, while Twilight explains how that stress made her fall behind in the classes. The other students were put off by it, and even the teacher wants to have a word with her by now. I expected her to say something about Spike being too much responsibility, but she tells her about her needing a friend. Getting brushed off by Twilight, of course. Then, an annual event comes around, where parents, teachers and students are invited. Twilight's parents are very excited, and so is the baby dragon, almost running away. But Twilight stops him just in time. They head straight to Celestia, who greets them fondly and leads them to the parents' room, and Twilight can go spend time with her friends. She freezes. Celestia picks up on that though, and offers her to join in the parents' room. They have some nice tea and conversations there. Twilight gets asked about her classes, but she's hesitant, dodging the questions at first, but slowly starting to ramble. She rambles a bit too much and starts to freak out about how stressed she actually is, showing the Twilight we all know. All while the dragon was moving until smash! He pulled off the blanket from another table. At this point, all the main six are listening. Twilight wasn't taking the dragon's actions well. She went on a full-on rant to him, how he made her look bad in every way. She ends her fit of rage with telling him to be more like Smarty Pants. He looks defeated, until he starts trying to talk. Twilight is surprised. While the dragon tries again, he tries to say like Smarty Pants, but that makes her realize something. He isn't like that doll. He is a living being. He is a friend. That's why Celestia gave her this dragon. She can't call him Dragon forever though. He repeats his attempts, but that's Smarty Pants' name already. He kinda says, Spike! This gives her an idea for a name. Before she can say it, her parents come in, and she tells them that something important happened. I would like y'all to meet Spike as we know him. The main six are incredibly touched by that sweet story, as Spike wakes up from his nap. Twilight apologizes and offers him a hot cocoa, which he excitedly accepts, with marshmallows of course, leaving the book behind, with the first picture of the named Spike and Twilight together. This was honestly adorable. I'm not the biggest fan of Spike, but this is what makes him nice to me. It's also nice to see some of Twilight's school time, as well as her classmates and teachers, which include Lyra of course, and Trixie, which makes her hating Twilight even more believable. She literally failed where Twilight succeeded. What bothers me though, is Celestia giving all that responsibility to a student who has a hoofs full with school and more. Twilight didn't even have the time to make friends, even if she wanted to. Celestia had seen Twilight once before this, and already decided to start a trend that would drag itself through the show of giving Twilight her responsibility. And don't come at me with she only gave her what she knew Twilight could handle. Yes, maybe, but that doesn't excuse it. She also has a very heavy bias towards Twilight, unfit of a teacher. All of this honestly canters towards the theory that Celestia has some ability to look into the future, cause if she doesn't, that's just irresponsible. She even tells her that she doesn't have to watch him all the time, but we never see her step in and help. Enough about that. let's focus on a nice thing that we have seen how Twilight and Spike's bond started out. Without Spike, friendship with magic wouldn't be what it is. Even I have to admit that. And this story is how it all began. But what do you think? Does this make you like Spike more? What about Celestia? Let me know, join my description to discuss some more. Thanks to my patrons, especially to Maverick, and until next time for the bonus, fellas, and bye.